this just came out a day ago. So RuneScape has changed its membership and shop prices. People are not happy about this at all. So let's look and see what this is. New membership and shop prices. On May 4th, 2022, we'll be changing the price of membership for new members and those who have been unsubscribed for more than 14 days. Don't forget that if you're a member and don't lapse out for more than 14 days, you're eligible to keep your current rate of membership. Subscribe now to secure access to all Old School RuneScape's members, constant at current prices. That makes sense. Old School RuneScape shop items and services pricing will also be changing. Bonds can still be used to enjoy all paid elements in our games purely through playtime. In the last 4 years, we've seen rising development costs, inflationary rises globally, and fluctuations between international currencies. Today's changes reflect this. As always, we're committed to providing the best value for your membership with meaningful content updates and improvements to the services. Membership plan changes. The 12-month membership plan changes to a 12-month Premier membership plan, featuring all the perks of Premier Club. The 12-month membership plan includes a heavy discount of 45% over subscribing monthly and is a price reduction versus a 12-month, and the 3-month membership plan will be retired. I wonder why they did that. I think maybe to try to lock people into the 12th. That could maybe happen, for sure. So let's look it over here. This is the new price changes. What was it before for 12 months? It was the same. It's 11. So it basically went up by $1. It used to be wait, so it used to be wait a minute. Wait, how am I getting so many different answers here? A really long time ago, it used to be 7. 11 is the latest until now. Wait a second. So 11 is the latest until now. So this most recent change increased the price of $1.50. Like, it increased the price of $1.50. Imagine being able to update day, and the update is a price increase. L post, $12.49, and then there's the crab. Rising development costs, more like rising dividend payouts. Honestly, the removal of 3 months is pretty scummy. Now it's a jump of 1 month to 6 month. See, like, the rising prices, actually, I feel like I can understand that. I've always felt it to be very surprising that World of Warcraft, after 15 or 16 years, has not increased the price of its sub. $15 is not the same as $15 was a long time ago. And I think that's a big difference. And a lot of people are, yeah, the game is very old, right? Yeah, people got to eat. They've got to make money. Don't jinx it. Sorry. But that's just what I'm saying. I think that's definitely true, for sure. And it's a declining game. Yeah, but like it never went up even whenever it wasn't declining. So what I'm saying is that it makes sense that for the prices to go up, but I do think the removal of the 3-month thing is just a ploy to get people to lock them in for more money. Yeah, I think that really fucking sucks. Rising prices definitely a thing as you've increased employees' salary with the cost of living. The 3-month removal seems a bit scummy though. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. Scummy shareholders? It's like it's hard for me to say like whether that's it, because is it reasonable? So let me think about it like this. Is it reasonable to expect the prices of products to go up and services to go up as time goes on? Is it reasonable to expect that? Because I think that's fair. That's fair. You have to expect the prices. Like whenever I bought a double stack in 2007 from Wendy's, it was $1. Now it's $2.29. So the employees won't see a raise? I have no idea. How much you guys want to bet that their employees aren't going to see a single cent of this price increase change in their paychecks? There's a good possibility for that, for sure. The 3-month membership being retired and never used more than 3 months at a time, this is a significant price hike for me. Nah, you can fuck off with this. I'm not playing now, and this is just the motivation that I need to not fall back into it. Development costs must be super high, putting out 2 major updates a year. Fun fact, Final Fantasy Online costs $13 a month for its membership, and it's a full-fledged AAA game that gets far more updates and content than RuneScape does. That's true. I mean, let's be honest, that's fucking true. Is there like a store in RuneScape where you can buy like mounts and like different like cosmetic stuff the same way that there is in Final Fantasy? Yeah, not in OSRS. So it's not in OSRS. Well, then I think that kind of makes sense though, right? Is that they're going to increase the price of the sub if they're if they don't have other ways to monetize the game. Because Final Fantasy Online monetizes the game in a bunch of other ways as well. They monetize the game through the sub fees. They monetize it through different transactions and, like, you know, cosmetics, story skips, and stuff like that. And so you can't really compare the two, I think, as a 1-to-1 ratio. Does that make sense? Retainer fees, yeah. It's like Final Fantasy gets more money out of you, but it's just not direct, and it's also involuntary. And I think that this is, or sorry, it's voluntary. It is voluntary. The problem with this that I think a lot of people are having is that this affects every single person. Every single person gets affected by this system, and it doesn't matter. Whereas, like in Final Fantasy, if they add in a new thing to the cash shop or something like that, the casual player doesn't really experience this or care about it. And it would be fine with the price change if they reinvested profit back into the company. Yeah, but like they can say they're doing that, and then you'll say they're not. So there's like no real win condition for them in that regard. I mean, like, can we at least admit that? Like they'll say, oh, well, obviously, if you said that to the person who wrote this article, they would say, oh, well, we are reinvesting it. And then you would say, no, you're not. And so, you know, there's nothing really to say there. Let's see here. Crazy how other MMOs can keep up the same membership price hike for all these years and RuneScape can't. Yeah, well, the thing is, but like, I feel like this is unreasonable. This is an unreasonable thing to say because these other MMOs also have cash shops and stuff. They have cash shops, they have cosmetic shops, they have a bunch of other stuff besides just the subscription. And also, like, these other MMOs, like for WoW, they're selling expansions too. Yeah, I mean, so does RuneScape 3. Yeah, but this isn't. Nobody gives a shit about RuneScape 3. Nobody plays RuneScape 3. Everybody plays OSRS. Who the fuck plays RuneScape 3? Like, I'm talking about OSRS. Yeah, you can buy bonds. Oh yeah, you can, absolutely. But like buying bonds is much different. Like the only thing that you can do is buy and sell bonds, but there are no store mounts. There are no level boosts that you can buy in RuneScape as far as I know, in RuneScape OSRS. There's nothing. The price of membership gets you 2 games. Yeah, same thing happens with WoW. It's a bigger issue. Check their subreddit. It's been 3 years since they've invested money into the game. The new CEO is pushing back on devs and forcing this. It goes deep. And like, this is kind of the way that I look at it. Is that the real issues with the 1250? Firstly, I don't feel like a lot of players are opposed to paying more for membership if there's actual representation of the increased funds. And I think that's why Final Fantasy players are okay with the shop, is that they feel like whenever they support the shop, the game is continuously coming out with content, so they're happy. I think people primarily, it's even the same thing with WoW. People only really got mad about the store in Warlords of Draenor whenever there wasn't any content coming out for the game. As long as you keep putting out good content, people aren't going to care about the store that much. There's only going to be a few people like I did, and I complained about it all the time, and everybody told me to shut the fuck up. People didn't start listening to me until WoD. So like, games need a donate button with some way to guarantee that it helps development? No, donate buttons are terrible. I would not want to have that. I think that's a terrible idea. Nobody would use it. In fact, we've waited 3 years now to address a better account security solution, hundreds of unfulfilled promises, fact that there are 0 delays on Authenticator. To have it removed is only one of the small overall issues. Bots are an issue. Bots are an issue in every MMO. I don't know how bad this is in certain games. Bots being an issue in a game, I think, is it's a gray problem. Like, there are games where botting is really bad, like Lost Ark, and there are games where botting is not really that bad, like Final Fantasy, for example. And, like, New World botting is not that bad either now. Chat filters. Meech, thanks for the 5 Get the Community subs. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And chat filters, obviously this should probably happen. Customer support, staff pay, employees are not paid enough for the hard work that they're doing. And like, all of this stuff right here, I think that they're right about this. And this is my take as somebody who is not really part of the OSRS community, who does not really understand it. So I want you guys to just kind of keep that in mind. I'm just looking at this for the first time right now because people ask me like what I think about it. This is what I think. I think that it is reasonable to expect that prices will go up, and I think that it is unreasonable to expect that prices will never go up. But I also think that it's reasonable to see consumers and the users unhappy and stressed out and pissed whenever this happens, and then there's nothing to show for it. Oh wow, we're paying all this money, we're paying more money, and we're getting the same thing. We're not getting anything different. And I think that's what the frustration comes from in the player base, is that they feel like we are giving you more money and we are not getting anything out of the money that we're giving you. Does that make sense? I think that's the worst thing, and that's what people are really frustrated about. I think that if the game was releasing content at a faster cadence and these little bullet points were not as much of a problem, people would just say, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Inflation's a bitch. Like, what do you guys think? 50% of the revenue has been paid in dividends last year. Well, look, I mean, I'm really glad to see the RuneScape community calling that out. Because, yeah, I mean, if you give, here's the problem, is that if you give investors and stockholders the ability, they will exhume every last penny out of an intellectual property like RuneScape or out of any creative project. Because the people that are there because they want money. They are there for the money. They don't care about the quality or integrity of the product. They're there to make money off of their investment. So you need to have somebody like, you know, Final Fantasy has Yoshi P. It seems like Smilegate has Gold River, and then the CEO basically is more okay with it. It's a privately owned company, and it's 100% owned by one person. So you don't have those outside forces. Obviously, Lost Ark has its own problems organically, but having outside forces like stockholders pressuring you into doing things that are bad for the game is just simply not one of them. So yeah, like Blizzard got bought. Well, Blizzard used to have Mike, right? They used to have Mike Morhaime, and a lot of people have told me that I've talked to felt like Mike kind of held the line against that kind of stuff. And once he left, it did seem like things got a little bit more pay to win, right? And that's what I think the real issue is that RuneScape needs to be able to push back against the increasing demand for more dividends, for more payouts, etc. Because this is always a power struggle with companies. How much money are the stockholders going to get? Because the stockholders are the ones that make the decision. And then at the same time, how much money is going to be reinvested back into the business? Because really, in my opinion, I like invest the money back into the business, right? Put the money back into the business so your dividends are worth even more in the first place. But a lot of people don't see it that way, and they just want to get the money out of it in a more short-term perspective. Does that make sense? Pay devs more, increase the size of the team. Yeah, the board votes on that stuff? Yeah, exactly. Well, what I'm saying is, like, the board votes on that, but see, okay, so the shareholders, let me get this right. So the shareholders don't vote on it, but the board votes on it. But isn't the board and the people on the board voted on by the shareholders sometimes? Like, I'm pretty sure that the shareholders in many regards have control over it. Yes. So you see how this happens? Yeah, you see how this occurs. So, like, yes, if a person is they want to keep their spot on the board, yes, I know it's a yes and no. But what I'm saying is if they want to keep their spot on the board, they're going to want to pay out more dividends to the people so they get to stay there. It's a circle. And that's how this goes. So yeah, I mean, I do really hope that they're able to have this happen. Like, RuneScape recently had a problem with like a mod, and the players got really upset about that. And RuneScape went back and they listened to the community and they did the right thing. And I hope that they're able to do the same thing with this and actually address these concerns. Because even if they want to do the price hike, and I think the price hike is probably fair. I mean, there is a lot of inflation. Prices have gone up over the years. That's just true. And also, they don't have a store. They don't have the other monetization options that more modern MMOs have because of the nature of it being an old game. So they need to come out and they need to address the community. I think they need to address the community in a very direct and honest way and talk about why these things are happening. And I think if they do that, people will be fine. That's what it comes down to. Prices went up, but wages didn't. You're talking shit. Wages have been going up. Wages have been absolutely going up. If you feel like wages have not been going up, you are being delusional. Whenever I go anywhere nowadays, I see tons of ads for jobs that used to be for fucking $10 or $12 is for $15 or $17. I see the pictures. You guys can't tell me, not where I live? Well, where I live it is. Yeah, in Austin, this is happening a lot. Definitely not proportionally, maybe not. Yeah, disproportionately going up. I think inflation probably is going up more, and this is just what's happening, right? It's like poor people are getting poorer, and rich people are getting richer. It's the Gini index. It's been happening for years. It's worse now than it's ever been in the history of our entire culture. So yes, I agree with that. So hire some of those picks are misleading from a ton of experience, not entry level sometimes. I mean, it says starting pay. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. It certainly says starting pay. But all I'm saying is that I do think wages for some of the low-skill jobs have gone up, especially in the last year, because a lot of people got their fucking unemployment check from COVID, and they said, hey, this is great. Let's just keep this going. I'm not going back. And you know what I think? Good. Fuck them. Fuck them. Don't come back. Yeah, that's it. Every state has a different wage. Oh, yeah, for sure. Every state has a different wage minimum. Stop being goofy goober. What do you think I was talking about Rhode Island? I don't know how things are like in Rhode Island. I don't live there. I'm talking about in Texas. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know everywhere in the whole world. How could I possibly know this? I'm just saying where I'm at, it seems like wages have gone up quite a bit, which is a good thing. It's absolutely a good thing. Why do you make such sweeping statements? I don't. You just disagree with what I'm saying, and so you're thinking it's sweeping because you're mad at what I'm saying. I never made a sweeping statement. Get the fuck out of here. I thought you were talking about Paris. Yeah, that's not it. You're talking about American perspective, generalize it to the whole world. Makes no sense because we don't have COVID rules in EU. So if you get zero of COVID, I'm not talking about EU. I don't care about that. I don't live in EU. I don't want to live in EU. It has nothing to do with me. Like, what do you, like, there's never a time that you can say something and it's relevant to all situations. This doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to talk about situations. I'm saying in here, in Austin, where I live in Austin, I have seen a lot of price wages increased because I applied for jobs at these same stores. And the same stores that are saying that they were going to pay me $8 10 years ago are paying people $15 now. That's all I'm saying. Of course this is, oh wow, but in my case it's not. I don't know. Holy shit. Jesus, guys. It's just common sense. They have loot boxes, cosmetics, other boosts that you can use for leveling that come from them randomly. So on top of that, it's a subscription. If they have that as well, then I think that's even worse. But I think really what RuneScape should do is they should just come out and they should immediately address the community and talk about these concerns that people have in an honest way. Yeah, that's what it is. And let's see here. You're using your observations from Austin to make conjectures about pay in the UK? Okay, you're permabanned. You're permabanned. I hate comments like that. It pisses me off so much. I never said that. I literally just permabanned. Like, yep, just permabanned. That's not what I said. I never said that. I never mentioned that. It had nothing to do with it. Like, I don't want to read. He's right, though? No, he's not. He's a fucking idiot. He's absolutely. I fucking hate comments like that. I hate people that try to do these little gotchas, these like stupid fucking opinions that they have. I hate that shit. Yeah, and that's, so again, like, yeah, if people use an argument, try to like come up with some fucking bullshit, broken logic argument against me, yeah, I'll just permaban you. I hate it. Put words in my mouth and then say I'm the bad guy. Exactly. Fuck that. Anyway, let's move on. I do hope that this is able to be resolved. I think the RuneScape community has been around for 20 years in general. And overall, I would say that I hope that they're able to solve it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I really hope that they're able to solve it because it's super disappointing, man. Do you agree that in Texas it's extremely disproportional? I'm just going to, listen, I want to move on, and I don't want to talk about this and argue about it because people are just going to be stupid about it. I'm not going to, like, so do you agree with that? This is a leading question, so you can come into some conclusion that you can prove me wrong. How about this or how about that? Why are you mad? Because what happens sometimes is I will make a comment about something that is obviously, this is like an obvious observation that I've made, and people will say, wait a minute, you're wrong because my observation is different. It's like, yes, obviously, in some places it's different. No shit. No shit. It's so annoying. And yeah, there was Pennsylvania, our wages went up too. Lowest are usually $12.50 or $15 now. That's good. I'm glad it's getting higher. I definitely am. I mean, the prices of everything are getting higher because of inflation in general, right? And that's it. Very correct in a lot of ways, of course, with everything. You can never be 100% correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that like try to always, figure out that kind of stuff. Yeah, I fucking hate that. I really, really fucking hate that. And I have less patience for it every single day. Anyway, there's something else I was going to talk about and get through with that. Then I want to watch some videos, okay? And let's see here. Same here in Nova Scotia. Well, that's good for sure. Absolutely. And what a day, bro. Yeah, what a fucking day, man. All right, let's see here. And you think Blizzard is a PR move and will change again? Oh, about giving those people more money? I don't really think... I think it is a PR move, but, like, is it a PR move in a way that's bad? I think it's a PR move that actually costs them money. So, in my opinion, a PR move is whenever you are... It's whenever you're doing something of little to no consequence and then trying to get a disproportionate amount of, like, positivity from it. Whereas in this case, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that a lot of the people that are benefiting for this they're just in a good position. Like, it just makes their life better. Like, Blizzard is putting their money where their mouth is, basically. Like, that, in my opinion, even if it is a PR move, is a good thing because it actually helps people. Rather than, like, you know, this multi-billion-dollar company, like, donating $50,000 to something and then expecting accolades on Twitter for it. I hate that. But whenever you're actually increasing the pay of the employees, and it's also being reported by a third party. This isn't some big statement that Blizzard came out with to announce how great they are. This is just being announced by a third party. Does that make sense? Any good thing done by Blizzard can be considered a PR move, even if it isn't a PR move. I think there are people that just don't like Blizzard, period, and they're going to find a reason for why they're bad. And so, yeah, donate, $10,000 and do the other stuff. I know. Isn't all salary increases PR moves if you see it like that? No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Perma, maybe I should, but let's just move on, okay? Not if they don't publicize it. Yeah, I think that it's very obvious whenever companies do this kind of stuff.